Hello, viewers at home. It's good to have you on this program. We are looking at hiccups in marriages, but we're going to be deliberating more on infidelity. And I'm having a wonderful guest today in the studio that will be telling us more about what we need to know about infidelity. I'm having Professor Egwogo Chinyere. You're welcome to this program.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. So you're welcome, ma'am. So, ma, we want to look at hiccups in marriages and we want to deliberate more on infidelity. But before then, let's know about marriage. Some people don't really know what marriage is. They just go into marriage just for marriage sake.
Uh, Marriage is a union of man and woman. I emphasize man and woman because, from the biblical point of view, God created man and woman. So it should be a union of man and woman who have agreed to live together, enjoy the company of each other, and procreate, among other things.
Okay.
That's what marriage means.
Okay. So can you tell us a little or some of the hiccups in marriages before we go back to infidelity?
Okay. There are many hiccups in marriage. I call them impediments or storms blowing as winds on marriages. First and foremost, where marriage loses love, because what brings people together in the first place is love for each other. Where there is no love, problem will arise. Again, where there is no issue, I'm talking of lack of children,
Okay.
even though that one is what God can do, it may not be man-made somehow. Lack of children in marriage also brings
And there are even medical
problem.
helps
Conditions. Okay,
Yeah.
there are medical conditions and there are medical helps
Yes.
that can assist.
Yes.
So, but lack of children in marriage brings problem. Second, again, the third point, mediation from outsiders, third party
yeah.
involvement, whether relatives or friends, they can cause hiccups in marriages. Then finance is another one.
That's a major one.
Yes. But
So
we should apply contentment.
Wow. Okay. Now, ma, what is infidelity? Let's look at infidelity. Do all men? Because people will say, "Oh, men are made to cheat. Men are meant to have other side chicks."
Yes.
Or that is it really just a man's thing, or is it a man's word that they must have side chicks?
Yes, infidelity is one of the hiccups of marriage. It is not only a man's thing. Both men and women are involved in infidelity. Infidelity is defined as unfaithfulness in marriage or partnership. What I mean partnership is a kind of relationship. If you are having a romantic relationship that has not yet blossomed into marriage,
Okay.
yes, it's a partnership. So when your spouse, when your partner is unfaithful, that is infidelity. It means the partner has breached commitment.
Okay.
Because in such a relationship, whether marriage or just a friendship, you are supposed to be committed. So engaging in romantic and sexual activities with another person other than your spouse, that is what is described as infidelity.
So why do people engage in such things? Is it just like, because most of the time I know women do it, sure, but sometimes it's like mostly a man thing.
Yeah.
Is it a man thing that men must cheat? Because I've heard people saying it that it's a man thing that women should not bother their head over that.
No, like I said before, it's not a man's thing. But before I go into causes of infidelity, let me briefly talk about types.
Okay.
You have physical infidelity. That is the one that involves sexual or romantic relationship with another person. That is physical infidelity. It is the most common, and that's the one that is easily seen and which people complain of. But apart from this, there are others. You have
Okay.
emotional infidelity.
What's that?
When you leave your partner to confide in another person, making another person your confidant, in the midst, in the person's company, you are free. You can express yourself. You share your secrets with the person other than your
Partner.
spouse.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that is emotional infidelity.
And
There's
that
also
can lead to breakups, I guess so.
yes, because your partner wants to get close to you. There's also financial infidelity. When you don't want your spouse to know your
Oh,
income and expenditure, you hide what you earn from your spouse, you hide your expenditure from the spouse. So that is financial infidelity. And apart from financial infidelity, there's what you call cyber infidelity. You know, we are in a digital age now, yes, where texting and other social media activities take place. So where a spouse engages in sending sexual messages to another person, you call it sexting. That is sex texting. So where you send pictures, some send nude pictures, animations and images that connote sexual activities or relationships.
And you have
That
your
is
wife there, or
cyber-
you have your husband there,
I
you
mean,
don't even bother.
That is cyber infidelity.
Wow.
And apart from that, you also have object infidelity, which many people may not know. Object infidelity is when you divert attention that you should give your spouse to an object. For instance, most men are obsessed with football.
Okay.
Your wife may be needing your attention, but no, they are playing Arsenal, Manchester,
Okay.
so you will not bother. You are engaging in infidelity.
Wow.
That is object infidelity. Ditto for women, you may be watching a
African
movie.
Magic. Okay, a movie.
You'll be there, your husband's food will burn in the kitchen, you are busy watching. That is object infidelity. Something else is attracting your attention more than that of your spouse. So now to the issue of causes of infidelity. There are many causes of infidelity, but it depends on the people involved. Because what can make me engage in infidelity may not be what will make another person to engage in infidelity.
I think now we should just center on that, though we will look at others too, that physical infidelity.
Yes. Physical infidelity, that is engaging in sexual activities or romantic activity with somebody other than your significant other, that is your spouse, can be caused by lack of love. When your partner feels that, oh, I'm no longer loved. When your partner feels neglected, you are not giving him attention. There is no smooth communication. For those women who are naggist, a man will not come back from work and relax in his house. You talk and talk and talk. That's when you remember that there's no gas in this house, there's no soup, there's nothing. You see, you are just you are stressing the man. So he wants somebody that he can relax with, that can drive him out. But the major one too is sexual deprivation. Yes, some women use sex as a weapon to punish their husbands. And even vice versa, some men do it too. Yeah, for 6 months you have not touched your wife. She's not good,
What will cause that? Because we need to get educated on all this, especially young women. Why would somebody deprive his partner or a partner from having a sexual whatever?
It is a function of so many things.
I think
men have, apart from health issues, men have higher libidinous energy. You may be too incessant or demanding for sex, and if the woman is not interested, you think she's depriving you. And another thing is, if you offend your partner, sex may be used as a weapon to get back. Revenge, the issue of revenge. Yes, that is another cause. Then the issue of, men are always thinking that the woman should remain as a girl forever. Having been through childbirth and all that, there's bound to be change. But then some women don't take time to take care of themselves. Once you give birth to 1 or 2 children, you become an old woman without minding about your stature, your shape. You lose luster.
Okay.
Some men don't like it, and neatness and all that. So it can cause infidelity on both parts,
Okay.
on the part of the man and the woman. And then financial issues. Some women who are not taken care of by their partners adequately can decide to
Go out
look
to
for
get somebody
extra.
to
But
help.
that is not an excuse,
Mm.
because the Bible says in Hebrews 13 verse 4 that marriage is honorable in all things, and the bed should not be defiled. So there is no excuse at all for infidelity, at least for Christians.
That's for the
Yes,
Christians.
and also the Bible says in Proverbs 5:19 that your wife's breasts should satisfy you at all times. It says at all times. So whether the breasts are sagged, whether they are falling, you should be satisfied with that.
And I think women should try and, like you just said, some women just leave themselves. I think women should try and help themselves to package themselves.
Very well.
Well.
Yes, very well. You see, you don't have to feel that, oh, you are no longer a girl, therefore you should dress anyhow. You should allow yourself to sag, not taking care of your
When
tummy
in your
and
house,
all
you
those
don't
things.
wear good things. You
Yes.
just tie wrapper and move around.
These are the things that attract men, and sometimes when they complain, you think they are disturbing you. No, you have to take care of yourself. Even if you are fat, to carry yourself, your carriage matters, your appearance matters. So these are some, and then try to be neat. An average man likes neatness. You have to be neat.
Okay. So now, in such a situation, when somebody finds out that his or her partner is committing infidelity, how do you now go about it? What do you do? Do you go, like, okay, let me say, for example, maybe like an issue that just came up on the social media recently about a woman that was pursuing her husband, chasing her husband over a side chick. How do you handle such a situation? Because women, we are like, jealous somehow. Maybe your husband have not taken you out for a long time, and you now heard that he has taken somebody else to a mall to get some things for her. In that kind of situation, how do you handle it as a woman? Do you just sit down and look, or do you chase after your husband? What do you do?
Infidelity is a complex problem. It can cause heartbreak. It can cause devastation and confusion, but it needs to be handled with maturity and discipline. The woman needs to know that if she's gone, the man can take any other woman at any time. So you don't have to be rash. Women are naturally impulsive, but you have to come to a level where you should be able to control yourself, no matter what you say.
Okay.
Because it is when you are alive that you will be able to mediate and take care of your children and the husband. So confronting the man violently is a no-go area. Like the example you cited, what has become of the woman now? And what would be the man's lot? And the
children she
I
left,
mean, for everybody, she has created that vacuum for the other woman to feel. They will not be having their field day. I think what a mature woman should do is do not confront. Pretend it will be paining you, but try to bulldoze it.
If you now see them, like maybe you walk into a mall, you see that particular girl, or somebody calls you and say, oh, your husband is in social place, go and check, and you now meet them, what do? You just walk away, or what?
No, greet your husband normally and walk away. Yes, and wait for him, even when he comes home. In fact, we have seen that there are certain measures that work. When he comes home, don't go immediately to ask. Treat him like a king and allow his conscience to continue to flog him until when he will be the one to start begging you and say, this thing happened, you are not saying anything, no, we need to talk. But some men will not even want to talk, but you continue to treat him well, even show more love until you draw his attention, come to a level where there will be communication. Then you ask questions. Why are you doing this? Have I done anything to deserve it? What is it? Then you also need to examine yourself and see
whether the fault is from you.
whether the fault is from you, whether you have caused anything. For instance, have you been depriving him of sex? Have you not been showing him love? Have you been disrespecting him? And things like that.
But sometimes even the wife might even be beautiful than the outside chick. So
yes. You know, I have talked of libidinous energy, and then this idea of variety is the spice of life. You know, men like escapates. They will want extra to say, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But this is disrespectful. They should respect themselves. You know, and the wife of your youth, the woman that has suffered for you, the woman that you have come a long way with, you put yourself in her shoes. If somebody does that to you, will you like it? And the woman too. Many women cheat.
Yeah. And
yes,
some women, they might even find their husband doing such.
Yes.
And they will say, okay, I'm going to pay you back. They might not say anything, but they will pay the man back.
That's revenge.
Some of them brings the man into their home.
Yes, sense of revenge. You should not. You should learn to forgive. Forgiveness is key. The Bible says there is no sin that cannot be forgiven, even though it's hard. Yes, I believe it's very, very hard. But then it is not an impossibility. It's still something that you can do for the sake of your children, for the sake of the love of your home.
You think that love will still be there? Something you were expecting the husband to do such a thing for you, yes. And you just met the husband, or somebody. The husband has children outside. You just heard that maybe you are waiting, expecting, yes. And you just heard that the husband has children outside.
I've said it's not easy. It's a loss of trust. Maybe this is a man that you have trusted all this while, only to hear this or to see that. You know, you will lose confidence in the man. You will lose trust, you will lose even love. But in the end, you still have to realize that this is the man I married. Try to find the cause. What went wrong? Because it started somewhere. And you try to make amends. Okay. Then you can involve, people you think the man can listen to if it comes to that. You can involve this service of counselors, experts in this area. Yes, before it escalates to being abusive, because we have heard stories of men who even go all out to beat the woman in addition. Yes. Before it becomes abusive. But when it becomes abusive and intolerable, please walk out.
That's a good one, I think so. Because we've heard some women that died in their marriage trying to... Maybe the husband have been cheating, bringing women, they've been bearing all kind of things, and maybe the day they want to talk, that's the way you eat, the day you eat them and they died, or something like that.
Of course, instead of staying there to die, well, as a Christian, I know the Bible says divorce is not acceptable except on this infidelity. Yes, it gives a condition of infidelity. That's the ground on which you can divorce a man. But if you think that you should stay there and die, you're on your own. If a marriage becomes so abusive with infidelity that is not tolerable, for you to be alive to take care of yourself, you have to separate. Even if you are not divorcing, you leave that environment. Okay. Yeah, the man can realize himself and make amends, but if he doesn't, learn to live your life. And this is important for young people. You need to learn to take care of yourself by equipping yourself with skills.
That's what I want to say. Some women are not having their dependent on their husbands. And they don't financially they are not okay. They are not standing financially. So anything that the husband does, they just try to bear.
It is part of what should form the package for our training of our youth. The training of our youth nowadays should include equipping them with desirable skills and competencies that will make them stand on their own, rather than depending on somebody, whether boy or girl. And this girl mentality, some girls have this mentality that,
a man must take care of me.
A man must take care of me. My wife is to marry and become the wife. As the wife, I'm entitled to whatever he makes. No, it's going down. That mentality is waning. So God has deposited some potential in you. You are not an empty basket. Find what talent you have, develop it, and use it to earn a living, so that in the event of financial abuse from your partner, you can stand on your own.
Okay, women that are already having difficulties in their marriages, how do you, though we've already somehow talked about it,
Yes.
some of them they don't even know what to do at this stage. Some of them are having mental problems. How do they handle such a situation?
Well, the point is this: do you still love your husband and you want to remain in that relationship? If the answer is
because
yes,
the children, let me
yes.
stay, and churches, religion, people will say, oh, stay is your home. Your family will say, stay is your home. You are the one that brought the husband to us that you want to marry, so don't pack your bags back to this house.
If you still want to stay in that relationship, you have to be tolerant. Yes. And you have to find out what caused the problem. Because when you find out the root cause of the problem, then you know what solution to offer. When you are sick, you go to a doctor, he will first diagnose what is wrong with you before applying any medication. Let us find out what caused the problem. Is it that you are no longer giving the man the love that you used to give him? Are there lapses on your own part? Make up first. If the man has lapses, communicate with him.
Okay.
So let him understand that you still love him, that you want to keep this marriage. You're ready. You are ready to make amendments.
Okay.
And changes. So let him also make amendments. It's a two-way thing.
Yes, it's a two-way thing.
Yes. So don't say she's a woman here. Yes. She's the woman, so she's the one to make amends. She's the one to change. No.
I'm the head
it
of the
takes
family.
two to tango.
Yeah.
Yes. It takes two to tango. Both of you agreed, not one person agreeing. So it is both of you that will join hands to build your relationship. Irrespective of the fact that, okay, maybe she's getting old, she's no longer that beautiful, elegant. Remember, she has undergone processes, giving birth to your children, taking care of your family, looking after you. She can't remain that. You even need to help. Some men don't help their women at all.
They don't even assist at all.
Yes, after going through all the stress of work, family, education, she can't remain the same except by the grace of God.
Even the house chores, you still need them for her to do.
So you need to help. After all, this is the love of your life. So if women choose to remain in such marriages that are confronted with infidelity and abuse, then you have to be tolerant. You have to make amends and dance to the man's tune.
Okay.
That means you should do what he likes. Yes.
The man too should do what she likes to now. It's just the
yes. If the man has conscience, which I think the man should, because nobody forced you into marrying that man. That is why nowadays I like the fact that young people will not allow people to introduce, to link them up with and say this is your husband or your wife. They will want to find the person by themselves. So whatever comes out of it, they have nobody to blame.
Thank you very much for coming, ma.
Thank you.
Thank you, Viasatun, for being there. You've heard it from our prof. To come your way again on the same program next week. Bye-bye.